Welcome to our channel Valuable Coins All World. In this video, I gave you information about United States of America Washington quarter dollar, which are most valuable and rare. If you interested, please see this full video. Thanks. Top 1. The 1974 Washington quarter dollar coin is more than just a piece of currency. It's a glimpse into American history and the legacy of a nation. But how does this simple, yet captivating coin hold so much value and allure? To answer that, we need to take a journey through time, exploring the history, design, minting process, and collector interest that makes this quarter more than meets the eye. Whether you're a numismatic enthusiast, a history buff, or someone simply curious about rare coins, you're in for an interesting ride. The story of the Washington quarter begins long before 1974. It all starts with George Washington, the first president of the United States, whose likeness was immortalized on the quarter in 1932 to celebrate the bicentennial of his birth. The coin's design was crafted by renowned sculptor John Flanagan, who depicted Washington in profile, facing left. This design quickly became a symbol of American pride and unity, standing as a tribute not only to Washington's leadership but also to the founding of the country itself. However, by 1974, this design had been a staple in American coinage for over 4 decades. By this point, the Washington quarter had become part of the fabric of everyday life. It was used in transactions, collected by hobbyists, and even found its way into the pockets of children with dreams of discovering something extraordinary. But, as any collector will tell you, coins aren't always just about their face value. Sometimes, there's a rare, hidden quality that makes a particular coin stand out among millions of others. Now, let's take a look at the specific year we're interested in, 1974. By the mid-1970s, the United States was going through some interesting times. The country was recovering from the turbulent 1960s and early 1970s, a period marked by civil unrest, the Vietnam War, and societal change. This era also saw the end of the Vietnam War and the resignation of President Richard Nixon. These moments in American history created a sense of uncertainty, but also laid the groundwork for the cultural shifts that would define the decade to come. In terms of coinage, 1974 marked a significant period in the transition of American currency. The U.S. Mint had recently moved away from the practice of using silver in circulating coins. Instead, the quarters, like the rest of the circulating coins, were now composed primarily of copper-nickel, with only a thin layer of silver on the surface. This change was made due to the rising price of silver, which had made it increasingly costly to mint coins using the precious metal. So, what about the 1974 Washington quarter specifically? The minting process for this coin was similar to previous years. It was produced at all 3 major U.S. mint facilities, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coin had a diameter of 24.3 millimeters and weighed in at 5.67 grams, with a reeded edge. These specifications remained consistent with the coins minted in previous years. The obverse of the coin features George Washington's portrait, while the reverse shows an eagle with its wings spread, clutching an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength. This reverse design has remained unchanged since 1932, a testament to the enduring power of symbolism in American coinage. However, the value of the 1974 Washington quarter goes far beyond its design or its metal content. As with all coins, rarity plays a key role in determining its value. The 1974 Washington quarter, like many other coins, was minted in large quantities. Over 500 million quarters were produced that year alone. So, at first glance, it might seem like the 1974 quarter would be just another common coin circulating through American pockets. But here's where things get interesting. You see, not all 1974 quarters are created equal. While the majority of these coins are relatively easy to find, there are some exceptions. One of the key factors that can make a 1974 Washington quarter particularly valuable is its condition. A coin that has been well preserved, with little to no wear, is far more valuable than one that has been heavily circulated. Coins that retain their original mint luster, showing minimal signs of handling, are highly sought after by collectors. This is especially true for 1974 quarters that are graded as proof coins. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors and feature a much higher level of detail and finish compared to regular circulation coins. These coins are struck multiple times with specially polished dies, giving them a mirror-like quality and a more refined appearance. The U.S. Mint produces proof coins in small quantities, making them much rarer than their business strike counterparts. The 1974 Washington quarter saw the production of both standard circulation coins and proof coins. The proof coins were minted at the San Francisco Mint and were sold to collectors as part of proof sets. These coins were struck with care and precision, and their beauty and rarity have made them prized possessions for collectors. While they were only available in limited quantities, they have gained significant value over the years, especially if they are in top-tier condition. But there's another reason why the 1974 Washington quarter holds appeal to collectors: errors. Coin errors can significantly increase the value of a coin, especially if the error is rare and easily identifiable. For instance, some 1974 quarters were struck with a misaligned die or showed double striking, where the image was stamped more than once. These types of errors are considered highly collectible and can drive the price of a coin up substantially. Now, let's talk numbers. You might be wondering, what makes a 1974 Washington quarter worth a staggering amount? Well, it comes down to a combination of factors. First, rare variations of the coin, like those with minting errors or those in pristine proof condition, can fetch substantial prices at auctions. Second, as with all collectibles, demand plays a big role in determining value. Over the years, the popularity of collecting Washington quarters has only grown, and this has had a positive effect on the prices of specific coins. Some of the highest-priced 1974 Washington quarters have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, with the most valuable examples reaching upwards of $84,700. Yes, you read that right. A 1974 Washington quarter can be worth over $84,000. But how? Well, these rare quarters are often found by collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for a coin with a unique characteristic or minting flaw. The market for rare and valuable coins has surged in recent years, and savvy collectors are on the lookout for the elusive 1974 Washington quarter that could change their lives. So, how can you spot one of these rare coins? If you have a 1974 Washington quarter and you're wondering if it's worth more than its face value, there are a few things to look out for. First, examine the coin for signs of wear. If the coin is well preserved and free of scratches or scuffs, it may be in higher demand. Second, check for any errors, such as double striking or die misalignments, which can be easily spotted if you know what to look for. Finally, if you think you have a proof coin, it's important to have it graded by a professional coin grading service. This will help you determine its true value and its place in the marketplace. But the 1974 Washington quarter isn't just about the money. It's a testament to the enduring legacy of George Washington, the principles of democracy, and the artistry behind American coinage. Whether it's the sleek portrait of Washington, the majestic eagle on the reverse, or the intricate details that make each coin unique, the 1974 Washington quarter holds a special place in the hearts of collectors and history enthusiasts alike. In the end, the 1974 Washington quarter serves as a reminder that even the most ordinary-seeming objects can hold extraordinary value. The next time you come across a 1974 quarter, take a moment to appreciate its history, its craftsmanship, and its potential to be more than just pocket change. You never know, you might just be holding on to something that's worth more than you ever imagined. So, if you've got one of these coins tucked away in a jar or drawer, it might be time to take a closer look. You could be sitting on a rare gem with a value of over $84,700. Now, how's that for a piece of American history? Top 2. The United States has a long and rich history of coinage, but few pieces hold as much intrigue and appeal as the Washington quarter, particularly the 1979 edition. To truly understand why this particular coin stands out, we must journey through its history, its design, the process by which it was minted, and the factors that have made it a highly sought-after collectible. But, of course, there's the icing on the cake, the staggering value of the 1979 Washington quarter. Let's rewind to the origins of the Washington quarter. When it was first released in 1932, it was designed to honor the nation's first president, George Washington, as part of a bicentennial celebration of his birth. The design, which was crafted by John Flanagan, presented Washington in profile facing left, and this iconic image has remained unchanged for decades. The reverse of the coin depicted an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and strength, values that resonate deeply within the American spirit. Even though the design remained constant, there were still subtle shifts in the coin's history as the years passed. In 1979, the U.S. Mint was firmly entrenched in a period of transition. The country was moving through the aftermath of the 1970s, a decade that had seen significant political and economic upheaval, from the Watergate scandal to the energy crises. The coinage system had also experienced considerable change. After 1964, the minting of silver coins was discontinued due to rising silver prices. From then on, quarters, along with other coins, were made primarily of copper-nickel. This decision drastically altered the composition of U.S. currency, but it also ensured that coinage production could keep pace with the growing economy. The 1979 Washington quarter is one of those mid-20th century coins that reflects a transition in American society, one where the once revered silver was replaced by a more practical and cost-effective composition. It also marked a time when the U.S. Mint had a clear focus on producing large quantities of coins for public circulation. In fact, over 850 million Washington quarters were minted in 1979 across 3 different facilities: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. Each facility contributed to the distribution of quarters across the country, ensuring that they would remain a constant presence in American daily life. The minting specifications for the 1979 Washington quarter were pretty much in line with the years before it. It measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams. The coin has a reeded edge, which, like the design, has remained consistent over the decades. The composition is 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, making it both durable and relatively inexpensive to produce. But, as with all coins, it's not just about size or material. It's about what makes each individual coin unique. One of the defining features of the 1979 Washington quarter is its design. As with previous years, the obverse features the famous portrait of George Washington, but it's the reverse where things start to get interesting. The reverse displays the familiar eagle, with its wings spread wide and its claws clutching both an olive branch and a bundle of arrows. It's a design that symbolizes the delicate balance between peace and strength, 2 key tenets that have defined the American nation. The imagery resonates deeply, reminding collectors and historians alike of the ideals upon which the country was founded. However, as we know, the true allure of coin collecting lies not just in the design but in the rarity and condition of the coin. When it comes to the 1979 Washington quarter, while the majority of the coins produced were used for everyday transactions, there are a few factors that contribute to its collector value. This is where the story of the 1979 Washington quarter takes an exciting turn. First, we must address the fact that, in 1979, there was something quite rare about some of the coins that were produced. Not all of them came out perfectly from the presses. Some quarters from that year experienced slight variations in their design, leading to what are called minting errors. These errors can include anything from misaligned dies to double striking, where the design appears twice. Such coins are considered extremely rare and can be worth significantly more than their face value. In some cases, quarters with these errors can be valued in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Quite a hefty return for something that was meant to be worth only 25 cents. While errors certainly add value, another key factor that influences the price of the 1979 Washington quarter is its condition. Most coins that were released into circulation quickly became worn and scratched, losing their original luster over time. However, some of the 1979 quarters were preserved in pristine condition. Coins that remain uncirculated, or that show minimal wear, are always in demand among collectors. These pristine specimens are often graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional grading services, with higher grades commanding significantly higher prices. Additionally, the 1979 Washington quarter was produced in both regular circulation strikes and proof versions. Proof coins are special editions that are struck multiple times with polished dies to create a sharper, mirror-like finish. These coins were typically produced in limited quantities and were sold directly to collectors, rather than entering into general circulation. A proof 1979 Washington quarter is much rarer than a standard circulation strike and, because of its higher quality and limited supply, is far more valuable. But the most intriguing part of the 1979 Washington quarter story is perhaps its place in the broader world of coin collecting. The appeal of this coin is rooted not only in its design and rarity, but also in its historical context. The late 1970s were a time of transition for America, and this coin was minted at a time when the country was recovering from economic strife and political scandals. For many collectors, the 1979 Washington quarter represents a tangible connection to that unique moment in American history. So, what makes the 1979 Washington quarter truly exceptional? To put it simply, it's the combination of factors that contribute to its rarity. While millions of these quarters were minted and circulated, only a small percentage of them remain in excellent condition today. When you add in the occasional minting errors or rare proof versions, you have a coin that can fetch a premium price on the open market. As for the current value of the 1979 Washington quarter, the coin's price can vary widely depending on its condition, rarity, and the market conditions at any given time. However, in the right circumstances, the 1979 Washington quarter can be worth up to $72,700. That's right. A coin that was originally worth just 25 cents could be worth over $72,000 if it's a rare error variety or in perfect condition. This impressive price is a testament to the growing popularity of coin collecting and the appreciation for rare and historically significant pieces. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if your 1979 Washington quarter is worth a small fortune? It's important to check for minting errors first. Look for signs of double striking or misaligned dies. Also, examine the coin carefully for its condition. Coins that have been in circulation for a while will likely show signs of wear, but coins that have been kept in pristine condition, such as those stored in special collections or proof sets, are the ones that are most valuable. Finally, if you believe your coin could be worth more than its face value, it's always a good idea to have it professionally graded by a certified numismatist or grading service SO. The next time you come across a 1979 Washington quarter, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It might just be a rare gem, waiting to surprise you with its hidden value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone simply interested in learning more about the fascinating world of coinage, the 1979 Washington quarter serves as a reminder of the rich history, intricate design, and surprising worth that coins can possess. What you hold in your hand might just be a piece of American history worth far more than its face value. It's incredible to think that something as simple as a coin can hold such rich significance. Whether it's the design, the historical context, or the potential for it to be worth tens of thousands of dollars, the 1979 Washington quarter is a truly remarkable piece of American heritage. Top 3. The 1993 Washington quarter dollar coin stands as a remarkable piece of American history and numismatic intrigue. For many collectors, this seemingly ordinary quarter holds special significance, not only because of its design or minting history, but because of the story it tells about American culture, politics, and coinage during the early 1990s. As we dive deep into the story of the 1993 Washington quarter, we'll explore the historical context of its creation, its design elements, the minting process, and its place in the world of coin collecting. By the end, we'll uncover the surprising and impressive value that this coin holds today, one that can be worth as much as $47,700. To begin our journey, let's set the scene. The early 1990s were an interesting time for the United States, both politically and socially. The country had just experienced a significant political shift with the election of President Bill Clinton, and the economy was beginning to recover from a recession that had plagued the nation throughout much of the late 1980s and early 1990s. This era also saw the growth of new technologies, the rise of the internet, and the dawn of a more globalized world. Yet, at the same time, there was still a sense of nostalgia surrounding American traditions, and that included its coinage. The Washington quarter, which had first been introduced in 1932, had become a staple of American currency. Over the years, the quarter had undergone minor design changes, but in 1993, it was still a direct continuation of the design that had been created over 6 decades earlier by sculptor John Flanagan. That design, a profile of George Washington on the obverse, and a majestic eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch on the reverse, had become iconic. These features were a symbol of American strength, resilience, and patriotism, and they remained largely unchanged from 1932, making the Washington quarter instantly recognizable to Americans. The 1993 Washington quarter was part of a continuing series of quarters minted by the U.S. Mint, but the year also held significance in the broader context of American coinage. It marked the final year of a unique series of designs on circulating quarters. In 1999, the U.S. Mint would begin issuing the 50-state quarters program, which would introduce a new design for each state. But for now, the 1993 Washington quarter stood as a final piece in a long line of consistent coinage. The minting process for the 1993 Washington quarter was relatively straightforward. The coin was struck in large numbers at the U.S. Mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, with each mint producing millions of quarters for circulation. The 1993 quarter had a weight of 5.67 grams, a diameter of 24.3 millimeters, and a reeded edge, which were all standard features for quarters produced in this era. The coin was composed primarily of copper-nickel, with a mix of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, which helped to keep production costs down while ensuring durability. While the design of the Washington quarter remained unchanged for several decades, there were still some slight variations in the way these coins were produced. For instance, some quarters were struck with a higher degree of precision than others, giving them a more polished appearance. Additionally, some 1993 quarters were created as proof coins, which were struck with specialized dies that produced an exceptionally high-quality finish. These proof coins were not intended for circulation, but instead were sold directly to collectors in special sets. They became more desirable for collectors because of their pristine quality and limited availability. However, while many 1993 Washington quarters may seem like standard, everyday coins, there are certain factors that have contributed to their collectability and, in some cases, their significant value. First and foremost, condition plays a crucial role in determining the value of any coin, and the 1993 Washington quarter is no exception. Coins that were in regular circulation over the years often show signs of wear and tear, making them less valuable. However, those that have been preserved in mint condition, whether through careful handling or by being stored in a collection, are highly sought after by collectors. To understand the appeal of the 1993 Washington quarter, it's important to consider what makes a coin mint condition. A coin that has minimal to no signs of wear, retains its original luster, and has been kept in good storage conditions is considered to be in better shape than coins that have been handled regularly. Such coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by professional grading services, with coins rated 65 and above considered to be in gem quality. A 1993 Washington quarter in such a condition can command a premium price, as collectors are always on the lookout for coins in pristine form. Aside from its condition, another factor that adds value to the 1993 Washington quarter is its rarity. Although millions of these quarters were minted, some of them are far more difficult to find than others. This is where certain varieties of the coin come into play. A variety refers to any difference in the design or minting process that makes a specific coin stand out from the rest. For example, there could be slight variations in the way the date was struck, or even an error in the minting process. A common error on coins from this era is known as double die or misaligned dies, where the design appears twice, often creating a blurry or double-imaged effect. Such errors can significantly increase the value of a coin, especially if they are particularly noticeable. Another reason why the 1993 Washington quarter has become so valuable is due to its place in the overall context of U.S. coin collecting. The Washington quarter series has long been one of the most popular and widely collected types of coins in the United States, and the 1993 issue is no exception. Collectors have always been drawn to the quarter for its iconic design, historical significance, and relatively affordable price point. As a result, many coin enthusiasts are willing to pay premium prices for rare examples of the 1993 Washington quarter, especially if they are in top-tier condition or feature a rare error. And then there's the world of proof coins. Proof 1993 Washington quarters were produced in relatively small numbers and were sold only in special proof sets. These coins were struck multiple times with high-quality dies and polished to achieve a mirror-like finish. This made them visually stunning and much more desirable to collectors. In addition to their high quality, the limited availability of proof coins also contributed to their increased value. When one of these proof coins appears on the market, it often generates considerable interest among collectors, particularly those looking to complete their sets to SO. How valuable is a 1993 Washington quarter today? As with any collectible, the value of a coin is driven by demand, rarity, and condition. While most 1993 Washington quarters are worth only their face value, 25 cents, some rare examples have fetched prices that far exceed that modest amount. Coins in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, and the rare proof coins can reach significant values, depending on their quality. The most impressive examples of the 1993 Washington quarter, particularly those with minting errors, proof coins, or those in gem condition, have been known to fetch prices as high as $47,700 at auctions. This price represents the potential for this coin to become much more than just pocket change. For collectors with an eye for detail and an understanding of coin grading, a 1993 Washington quarter could represent an exceptional investment, one that might pay off handsomely in the future. Now, you may be wondering how to tell if your 1993 Washington quarter could be worth such an impressive sum. First, check the condition of the coin. If it has been in circulation for many years and shows signs of wear, it is unlikely to command a high price. However, if the coin is in excellent condition with sharp details and minimal wear, it may be worth more than face value. Next, look for any minting errors, such as double striking or die misalignments. These errors can greatly increase the value of the coin, especially if they are easy to spot. Finally, if you have a proof coin, it's essential to have it professionally graded. A high-grade proof 1993 Washington quarter can be worth a substantial amount, especially if it is in perfect condition. In conclusion, the 1993 Washington quarter is much more than just another coin in circulation. It's a collectible piece of American history that has captured the interest of numismatists and collectors alike. Whether you find one in a roll of coins, or you've been keeping an eye out for a rare variety, this quarter has the potential to surprise you with its hidden value. At the end of the day, the 1993 Washington quarter exemplifies the importance of understanding not just what we hold in our hands, but the history and craftsmanship behind it. So, next time you encounter a 1993 Washington quarter, take a moment to appreciate it, and who knows, you might just have a coin worth $47,700 in your possession. Top 4. The 1994 Washington quarter-dollar coin might seem like a standard, everyday piece of currency at first glance, but this coin has a fascinating history and surprising potential for collectors. In this video, we're going to dive into the journey of this iconic coin, taking a closer look at the historical context, design elements, minting process, and of course, the stunning collector value that it holds today. By the end, you'll have a deeper appreciation for the 1994 Washington Quarter, and you may even find that you have one of these rare gems in your collection. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. The Washington Quarter series was first introduced in 1932, created to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington, on the bicentennial of his birth. The design, crafted by artist John Flanagan, featured a detailed portrait of Washington on the obverse, front, and an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch on the reverse, back. This design was a symbol of the ideals that Washington stood for: strength, peace, and unity, and quickly became an iconic representation of the United States. Throughout the years, the Washington Quarter has been produced in enormous numbers, making it one of the most widely circulated and familiar coins in the United States. While the design of the coin has remained largely unchanged, the years and contexts in which the coin was minted have varied. The 1994 Washington Quarter is a great example of how a coin that might seem ordinary on the surface can tell an interesting and significant story about its time. In 1994, the United States was in the midst of a time of transition and economic growth. President Bill Clinton had taken office in 1993, ushering in a new era of Democratic leadership. The nation was in the middle of an economic recovery following the early 1990s recession, and technological advancements were beginning to shape the way people lived and worked. Yet, amid these changes, the Washington Quarter remained a steady and familiar presence, symbolizing continuity and tradition in a rapidly evolving world. The 1994 Washington Quarter was struck at 3 of the U.S. Mint's facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. In total, over 1.4 billion quarters were minted that year, which was a typical output for a coin that was used extensively in daily transactions. The specifications of the 1994 Washington Quarter remained consistent with previous years, measuring 24.3 millimeters in diameter, weighing 5.67 grams, and featuring a reeded edge. The coin's composition was also similar to that of earlier quarters, consisting primarily of copper-nickel. This was part of a broader shift in U.S. coinage that began in 1965, when the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in most coins due to rising costs. Instead, the quarter became composed of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel, a durable and cost-effective alloy that allowed for the mass production of coins at a lower cost. While this change didn't affect the design, it did impact the metal value of the coin, as quarters minted after 1964 no longer contained any precious metal. But despite being produced in such large quantities, the 1994 Washington Quarter has become a significant piece in the world of coin collecting for a variety of reasons. It's important to note that, like all coins, the value of the 1994 quarter is not determined solely by its face value, or even its historical significance. Instead, much of its worth is influenced by factors like condition, rarity, and any unique variations in its design or minting process. One of the most important factors in determining the value of a coin like the 1994 Washington Quarter is its condition. As you can imagine, a coin that's been in circulation for years will show signs of wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, and loss of detail. However, a coin that has been kept in pristine condition, free from wear and damage, will always command a much higher price. In the world of numismatics, coin collecting, coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing better condition. A 1994 Washington Quarter in mint state, MS, condition, meaning it has little to no wear, scratches, or discoloration, can fetch a higher price than one that's been heavily circulated. Proof coins are another factor that contributes to the appeal of the 1994 Washington Quarter. Proof coins are specially minted for collectors and are not intended for regular circulation. These coins are struck multiple times with specially polished dies, creating a coin with a shiny, mirror-like finish that's far more polished than the standard coins that were produced for everyday use. In 1994, proof Washington Quarters were produced at the San Francisco Mint and were sold in proof sets to collectors. These coins are rarer than their business strike counterparts and often command a premium price because of their superior quality and limited mintage. The real value in the 1994 Washington Quarter, though, lies in its rarity. While millions of these quarters were minted, there are still relatively few that stand out from the crowd in terms of condition or unique features. One of the most important factors to look for when evaluating a 1994 Washington Quarter is the possibility of a minting error. These errors can occur when a coin is struck incorrectly, resulting in variations in the design or defects in the coin itself. Minting errors can include things like double strikes, misaligned dies, or off-center strikes. These errors are relatively rare, and coins that display such mistakes are highly sought after by collectors. Perhaps the most famous minting error on a 1994 Washington quarter involved the double die variety. In these coins, the design on the obverse, the portrait of Washington, appears doubled due to a mistake during the minting process. The doubling is subtle but noticeable, and coins that display this error can be worth much more than their face value. The presence of such errors makes a coin far more valuable, as they are considered rare and highly collectible. The market for rare, error-free, or high-quality coins has only grown in recent years, and collectors have begun to pay more attention to coins like the 1994 Washington quarter. Thanks to the rise of online platforms and auctions, it's easier than ever to buy, sell, and trade rare coins. This has increased demand for coins that are in excellent condition or feature unique minting errors. For collectors, finding one of these rare varieties is akin to finding a hidden treasure. It's not uncommon for a 1994 Washington quarter with a minting error or in perfect condition to fetch several $1,000s at auction. Now, you might be wondering, what is the current value of a 1994 Washington quarter? Well, if you have a typical, circulated quarter from 1994, it will be worth its face value of 25 cents. Nothing extraordinary there. However, if your 1994 quarter is in pristine, uncirculated condition, or if it has a rare minting error, its value could be far greater. Some of the rarest and most sought-after 1994 Washington quarters have been known to fetch prices as high as $42,700 at auction. These are coins that are either in perfect condition or feature rare errors, and they are highly coveted by collectors who are willing to pay a premium for such a piece of American history. So, how can you tell if your 1994 Washington quarter might be worth a small fortune? First, examine the condition of the coin. If it's in pristine, uncirculated condition with no visible wear or scratches, it could be worth more than face value. Second, look for any minting errors. Check for any doubling or misalignment in the design. A subtle, double-struck Washington quarter could significantly increase in value. Finally, if you suspect that your coin might be worth something more, consider having it professionally graded by a certified coin grading service. A high-grade 1994 Washington quarter, especially one with a unique minting error, could be worth thousands of dollars more than what you'd expect. At the end of the day, the 1994 Washington quarter is a coin that represents much more than just its face value. It embodies the history, artistry, and craftsmanship of U.S. coinage. While many of these quarters are still circulating as everyday currency, the rare varieties and high-quality specimens are some of the most sought-after coins in the world of numismatics. So, the next time you come across a 1994 Washington quarter in your pocket or collection, take a moment to examine it closely. You might just be holding a coin worth thousands of dollars, possibly as much as $42,700. Who knows? You could be one step away from uncovering a hidden treasure. Top 5. We're going to take a deep dive into the details of the 1995 Washington quarter, uncovering its historical context, its design elements, its minting process, and of course, its value. By the end, you might just find yourself looking at your pocket change in a whole new way. To understand the significance of the 1995 Washington quarter, we first need to understand the role of the Washington quarter in American coinage. The series was introduced in 1932 to celebrate the bicentennial of George Washington's birth, and its original design, created by artist John Flanagan, became iconic almost immediately. The obverse, front, of the coin features a detailed portrait of Washington, while the reverse, back, depicts a majestic eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch. This design quickly became a symbol of American strength, unity, and peace. For decades, the Washington quarter design remained virtually unchanged, and the coin was minted in vast quantities. Over time, the coin became a staple of American currency, used in everyday transactions by millions of people. By 1995, the Washington quarter was over 6 decades old, yet it remained a familiar and beloved coin for the American public. The 1995 Washington quarter was produced at 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The total mintage that year was in the hundreds of millions. Over 1 billion quarters were produced across these 3 locations. This high level of production meant that the 1995 Washington quarter was circulating in great numbers, making it a common sight in change. However, while many of these coins may seem ordinary, some of them hold a value that far exceeds their face value of 25 cents. Let's take a closer look at the specifications of the 1995 Washington quarter. The coin is made of copper nickel, with a composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. It weighs 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The quarter's reeded edge is another defining characteristic, making it instantly recognizable. These specifications were standard for the Washington quarter and other U.S. coins produced during this time. following the composition change in 1965 when the U.S. Mint stopped using silver in most coins due to rising silver prices. In terms of design, the 1995 Washington quarter continued the same traditional design that had been in use since 1932. George Washington's profile appeared on the obverse, surrounded by the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," in the year of minting. On the reverse, the eagle with arrows and an olive branch symbolized the strength and peace of the nation. The simplicity and consistency of the design helped the Washington quarter maintain its status as one of the most beloved coins in American history. While the 1995 Washington quarter may seem like an unremarkable coin at first glance, it has caught the attention of collectors for several reasons. One key factor that drives the appeal of this particular coin is its rarity and high grades. As with all coins, the condition of a 1995 Washington quarter plays a significant role in its value. Coins that have been circulated over the years often show signs of wear and damage, diminishing their appeal to collectors. However, quarters that have been preserved in excellent condition can fetch a much higher price. The process of grading coins is a critical component of the numismatic world. Coins are typically graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing coins in better condition. A coin that is graded 60 or below may show significant wear, while a coin graded 65 or higher is considered to be in gem condition, meaning it is nearly flawless. The better the grade, the higher the value. For a 1995 Washington quarter to be worth more than its face value, it would need to be in pristine, uncirculated condition, ideally with no signs of wear and with sharp, well-defined details. A coin in this condition could easily be worth more than the 25 cents it was minted for, especially if it has been carefully preserved over the years. Another factor that contributes to the value of the 1995 Washington quarter is the possibility of minting errors. While rare, minting errors can significantly increase the value of a coin. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, resulting in a coin that doesn't match the intended design. Common errors include double strikes, misaligned dies, off-center strikes, and overdates. A 1995 Washington quarter that displays one of these errors could be worth far more than a standard, error-free coin. For example, a double die error occurs when the design on a coin is struck more than once, leading to a slight doubling of the image. This can happen due to a mistake in the minting process, and it creates a unique and valuable error. Misaligned dies can cause the design to appear off-center, resulting in a coin that is not evenly struck. Coins with these kinds of errors are often highly sought after by collectors, as they are both rare and unique. In addition to error coins, the 1995 Washington quarter also holds appeal for collectors due to the proof coin series that was released that year. Proof coins are specially struck coins that are intended for collectors and are not meant for general circulation. The 1995 Washington quarter proof coin was minted at the San Francisco Mint and was sold in special proof sets. These coins were struck multiple times with specially polished dies, which created a mirror-like finish on the coin surface. Proof coins are generally produced in limited numbers, making them rarer than regular business strike coins. Because of their high quality and limited availability, proof coins tend to be worth more than their regular counterparts. In particular, a 1995 Washington quarter proof coin in pristine condition can command a premium price in the marketplace. These proof coins are also often graded by professional grading services, and coins with high grades, e.g., 69 or 70, can sell for significant amounts. While these coins were not meant for circulation, they are highly desirable to collectors who seek to complete their sets of proof coins from each year. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part: the value of the 1995 Washington quarter. While most of the coins from this year are worth only their face value of 25 cents, there are some rare and valuable examples that can fetch a much higher price. In general, the value of the coin depends on factors like its condition, whether it has been professionally graded, and whether it contains any minting errors or other distinguishing characteristics. A 1995 Washington quarter in uncirculated condition could easily be worth several dollars, depending on its grade. However, the real standout coins are those that have unique minting errors or are part of the proof series. A rare error coin or a proof coin in perfect condition could be worth far more than the typical 1995 Washington quarter. Some of these coins have been known to sell for as much as $35,700 at auction, particularly when they feature a unique error or are graded at a high level. So, how can you tell if your 1995 Washington quarter might be worth this impressive sum? Start by examining the condition of the coin. If it shows significant signs of wear or damage, it will likely only be worth its face value. But if the coin looks almost brand new and has sharp, crisp details, it could be worth more. Look for any minting errors, such as doubling or misalignment, which could significantly increase the value. Finally, if you have a proof coin from 1995, Have it graded by a professional service to determine its condition and potential value. In conclusion, the 1995 Washington quarter is a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just another piece of pocket change. But for the discerning collector, it has the potential to be a valuable treasure. Whether it's a rare minting error, a proof coin in perfect condition, or simply a well-preserved example, the 1995 Washington quarter holds a special place in the world of numismatics. With the right eye and a little luck, you might just find that your 1995 Washington quarter is worth much more than you ever imagined, perhaps as much as $35,700. So, the next time you come across a 1995 Washington quarter, take a moment to appreciate it. It could very well be a hidden gem waiting to be discovered.